What up, folks? I'm Ultrazilla. Today I have a review of the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Autobot Cosmos. Finally, I got my hands on this guy. They did do a reissue of him. Came out, I guess, back in February. And I picked him up at Big Bad Toy Store. Put in a pre-order there, and luckily it actually came through. I was really glad about it because I really wanted Cosmos when it came out, and it was sold out everywhere. So I don't even... Is it sold out now too? I'm not 100% sure by the time I got to this review, but you know, it's a really cool package. This is the old, you know, Legacy United package from last year, you know, with the open box. Well, the last few years, I guess, had the same similar style boxes. But yeah, this was one I wanted that I missed. I'm glad they reissued it. So without any further ado, let's get to the review. And here is Cosmos, not quite out of the package, because he's actually already transformed. And I decided, you know what, let's just start the video like this. Me and Ultrazilla Jr. were playing around with this guy, and he wanted to transform him, so he took a shot at it. Got to a certain point and couldn't figure it out, and I did the rest, and, you know, without the directions. Proud of myself. But we're in this mode, so I'm just gonna do this mode, and then we'll go in reverse for once. Why not? We do have his little gun and flag combo that you could just like attach to the side, should you wish. Kind of looks a little goofy. Maybe without the flag it looks less goofy, but I kind of it's kind of hard to take out, so I'm not even gonna bother. It's either way, it's kind of goofy. Yes, Cosmos is a UFO type ship with a really big top here, which looks kind of cool. Like, you get all of this is just his chest, but you know, it looks kind of cool. It's got like different colors, the blues and the silvers. Very, very nicely done. The Autobot symbol there, even though, you know, he's a flying Autobot. I like the different shades of green used here, and again, the silver is really nice. Really nice in this mode. I really like the sculpt a lot. This is actually excellent. This is what the bottom looks like. And it doesn't quite look like a robot, does it? Like, I mean, these obviously, you know, are legs, but if you didn't know they were legs, you know, like, that would just look like, you know, the bottom of a ship. And there's a lot of die-cast content, as you can see. But yeah, I love the red on the top. The yellow even works. It kind of peeks through. Really nice sculpt. I do dig this. He's got little blaster ports there. Really, really nicely done. This is cool. I'm loving it. I really am, because I've wanted Cosmos for a long time. Always loved this goofy little character, and this just looks so cool. I feel like there's a lot of love in this. I love like the matte green. That's really, really nicely done, guys. So excellent in you know, UFO mode. And of course, for our size comparison in this mode, here is Cosmos with our trusty Optimus Prime. And that's simply, with that all said, there's only one thing left to do, and that's transform and roll out. Cosmos all transformed up, and I gotta tell you, sometimes when you do things without the directions the first time, and you're like, wait, what happens now? Because I couldn't remember at all which way things went, and even looking at directions in reverse sometimes, just like, yeah, that doesn't seem right. Anywho, we do get the gun slash flag, because, and I couldn't think of what the flag was for, but then I remembered that, you know, the initial release of Cosmos, which was a mistake, in my opinion, and everybody's opinion, was a part of the Velocitron line. Anyway, it's a gun. It looks pretty cool. I mean, it's nothing major, but then it's also a flag because, you know, he's you know, waving the flag for the Velocitron races, I guess. You know, which I kind of like. It looks kind of cool in those terms, and it kind of makes sense. Like, I don't know, it's kind of cool. I mean, the flag is kind of neat. But anywho, you know, like, even without the flag, I think this is a really neat looking figure. Again, we saw the chest before, but it's really, really nice. He's squat, but I love that. That's what I love about Cosmos. And a lot of these, like, smaller, you know, Autobots, we got a lot of them around. They're just awesome. I mean, you do have hollowness in here without any real sculpt work to cover that. Is it a big deal? Nah, not really. I don't really mind. I like how the yellow looks here. That looks pretty good. Again, you know, the greens and stuff, they mostly get lost on the back. You get around here, but, you know, I do like this matte green. It's so nice. You do get in the front of the feet, which, you know, these open up and these become like heel spurs, which much needed. Oh, I didn't get this all the way flat for some reason. I don't know why. Not going all the way. That's odd. What, did I do something wrong there? I don't like how this clips over this. It just, you just have to kind of force it. Maybe I've already like messed something up there. Or maybe I just tossed the figure on the floor. Actually, now it's more flat. So maybe I did have something odd and wrong going on there. But anywho, I think he looks pretty good. He's got big feet that look great, in my opinion. His fists look nice. You know, these parts, the yellow parts here are very nicely sculpted. Again, the chest is nicely sculpted. This is how this folds up on his back. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad. I thought this went in further, but I guess I was wrong. Like, I thought I did something different before. It looked different before, but I don't think so. Now. And anywho, the head sculpt is very, very nice. I love his eyes. I love his face. I love his bucket helmet in red. It just looks really, really cool. And this figure makes me happy. So it's definitely a reissue worthwhile that they did. And this was reissued in the normal line. So that's very, very cool. Anywho. The head moves like so. Pretty good movement, despite it being, you know, how it is. You do have a waist swivel. The arms move like so. Single jointed elbow. Nothing in the wrists. Legs kick out. You do have these hip skirts that move out of your way, so you do get the full split. You go backwards too. You do have the thigh. Single jointed knee. Leg has a rocker. Foot has a rocker, I should say, but doesn't go back and forth. So, I'm fine with it. It's pretty good. And for your size comparison, here's a Cosmos with some fellow Transformers. And I love how he looks with the G1 style gears. And my final thoughts, I'm really happy to have Cosmos. That first release was part of the Velocitron line, which is a Walmart exclusive. And pre-orders went like instantly, and it was really hard to find in store from what I've heard. I don't have a Walmart, so I couldn't partake in that hunt, but from what I've known, it was very, very hard to find. It never came back in stock. So kudos on Hasbro for getting this guy in the main line. But I gotta tell you, even with that reissue, I've never seen this in stores, so there's that. So I'm glad to have picked it up at BBTS, you know, because it's a really cool figure. I always like Cosmos, and it's a neat one to get into the collection. I like it in both modes. The transformation is fine. So there you go, guys. A winner in my book. You let me know your thoughts down below on it, and if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and sub yourself for daily content, and let me help you diversify your collection with some Transformers. Till next time, peace out.